If it is or if it ain't, it's going to come out. Good morning, everybody. It's your girl, Miracle Sims, and you're listening to God, Sex, and Love. Your daily dose of inspiration and juice. It is January the 31st, 2023, and today the topic is spiritual baggage. Happy Tuesday and happy last day of January 2023. Y'all, is it just me, or did this month kind of fly by? I feel like we just was saying Happy New Year, right? Well, it is the end of the month. We are embarking on a new month tomorrow, if the Lord's will. So yeah, y'all, we made it through. I know I've seen some little posts here and there that's like, oh, I'm gonna start 2023 next month. My 2023 has not been bad. I mean, I can't complain. I mean, we celebrated my mom this month. There's some things on the horizon this month, some open doors and windows of opportunity. I mean, I may not have done everything that I thought that I was going to do, or everything that I've had listed out to do for this month. But, I mean, there's still time. As long as there's breath in my body, I can do it next month if the Lord's will, the things that I had put on my to-do list. And then outside of that, I mean, I feel good about the moves that has been made, like the things that I have done and everything like that. I mean, so to God be the glory for all things. I mean, I'm still saying it's abundance 2023 as well. Hey, I've been able to do whatever I needed to do and pretty much what I wanted to do and whatnot. So that is a blessing. That is, I guess, abundance in some ways. I mean, okay, I might have said that, oh, I'm going to sign up for my wine club or whatever. But at the same time, I mean, I'm cool. I don't have to sign up for the wine club because I can just buy it separately. You know what I mean? Same thing for the nail polish and whatnot. Maybe I want to pick my own different polishes, and things like that instead of having them send me the monthly thing, so that's all good. I mean, no pressure or rush on those things. I intend to keep the businesses going and flowing and whatnot. Speaking of that, that is something I did on Sunday, and I didn't tell y'all. I gave myself a quick manicure Sunday morning when I got up. Because I was like, you know what? I'm going to be in front of the people, and you know what I'm saying? My manicure was looking kind of rusty and dusty, as they say. So, I hooked myself up real quick. Every now and then, just throw in some self-care. You know what I'm saying? So, anywho. Gave myself a mixed mani for those that care. UnwindSelfCare.com if you guys want to support your girl. Wine, nail polish, and more. And more. Yeah, any announcements for y'all? I don't know if there's anything to say. You know what? Let me share real quick this testimony from yesterday. So, y'all know that I presented the small groups at the church on Sunday, and people were signing up. People signed up their kids, and they signed up to be in my group, right? So one young lady reached out to me on Instagram, and, we were kind of chit-chatting. First, she was talking to me about, books and whatnot, and then we just kind of started just bonding. And I was like, is this the beginning of a beautiful friendship? She started kind of touched on some married woman things, so yeah, and then she mentioned that her husband is a chef, and y'all know I appreciate my chefs, right? Look, shout out to Bros Bites. I miss him, man. My son was talking about him randomly on Saturday. But anyway, so, her husband's a chef. Turns out that he does immersive events as well, and I'm over here like, what? I do immersive events, so who knows, man? There might be some good collaborations on the horizons as well. So, I mean, to God be the glory. But the one thing that really stood out about our conversation was that she was saying that they had just moved here about a year ago. And and how she was just, I guess, really needing and seeking community and whatnot, and that she had joined the church, I guess, Sunday. And the fact that she, out of my group, out of all the groups that was there, and then, we can bond about being wives, and then, all the different things that was kind of seeming to be coinciding with each other. I just was like, wow, this is great that, again, it's just a message about obedience. On one hand, I feel led to tell my mom's testimony. Maybe I won't say too much, but she shared with me another thing that kind of reminded me about this conversation of obedience. Because, long story short, she was saying that the Lord had let her do something. And when she did it, there was a breakthrough in regards to some moves that she wants to make. So again, it pays to be obedient, y'all. Thus far, I feel like I'm in the right place at the right time when it comes to the things that I have in place and the things that I'm doing. I feel good about these small groups with the church, and and what they may entail and what they may bring to my life, and hopefully to these other individuals' lives as well, the children and the adults that I guess I quote unquote sow into with the ministry, I guess, that the Lord has given me. And so I guess the thing is, the reason why I share this as well, to hopefully cheer you all on and encourage you guys to go and be obedient to the things that God is telling us to do. But also because, like, one thing I think the pastor said it the other Sunday, and I just reiterated today, that all of us have a ministry, right? All of us has something that the Lord has given us to share with others. And so don't feel bad about what your ministry is. Like, again, it's okay if your ministry is a blog. It's okay if your ministry is sharing scriptures on social media. Like, it's okay if your ministry is just, one-on-one chats with people. Whatever it is, you just never know, like, what that can do to encourage and inspire the next person. There's another quote that I came across either yesterday that is coming to my mind briefly, but then it kind of went away. But again, if y'all follow me on social media, y'all may get some encouragement and inspiration throughout the day. So y'all may see something along those same lines of talking about, like, we don't know what our obedience and how it can help others or something like that. So anyway, y'all, just putting that out there. I felt like that was confirmation for me to, have that conversation with her. And I'm excited. I'm excited about the friendships. I'm excited about, prayerfully more couple experiences and like couple dates and getting to know other families and just real fellowship. I know we was kind of talking about that yesterday. So anyway, let's get into this chit chat, right? So I woke up at the time of my alarm. I kind of was tired. I ended up kind of snoozing, and then I listened to the prayer meditation, and then I snoozed for like 5 more minutes. And then finally I was kind of bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. But in the midst of all of that, right, the back and forth with snoozing, basically, at some point, the word baggage came into my heart and mind. And, so I kind of Googled Bible and baggage, and I looked at openbible.info and baggage. Then again, I think I took my little 5-minute little nap again, right? And then woke back up and got bright-eyed and bushy-tailed and started looking up verses centered around it. And it was good to look up baggage, but then eventually I started to focus on the spiritual baggage aspect, as well as looking up the word baggage helped me to go deeper as well. So that's where the conversation comes from today and the inspiration. And so let's get into it. When I look up the definition of baggage, it says personal belongings packed in suitcase for traveling. However, the second definition says past experiences or long-held ideas regarded as burdens and impediments. So obviously that is the type of baggage that I'm talking about today, even though, hey, maybe the first definition as well kind of fits in because, maybe we're, traveling and we're packing and X, Y, and Z. But yeah, I'm more so focused on the spiritual aspect of baggage in that last definition. I definitely went a little deeper when I started to look up burdens and impediments and things like that. Burdens stood out the most in regards to the verses that I came across, and that's where majority of these verses that I'm getting ready to share with you all came from when I looked up again at openbible.info. So let's get into it, y'all. Let's see what the Bible has to say. So Romans 32:3, it says, "For all have sinned and fall short of the glory of God. So this was a verse that I did find when I looked up just baggage alone. And I think it was important for me to write this verse down because I feel like it's important for us to remind ourselves that all have sinned, that none of us are perfect. Like all of us fall short. And so all of us have some type of baggage, basically, is what I received this morning by reading that verse. And so that's one thing to remember. Like, I know sometimes we feel like, oh, I'm good, and I'm laid down my burdens, I'm great. You got the baggage, not me. Like, nah, all of us have some form of baggage. You know, even with trusting God and stuff like that, there's still things that I, carry, right? There's still things that I might struggle with. There's still things that, are quote unquote burdens and impediments in my life. And so, so let us, don't nobody put themselves up to think that, oh, I don't have baggage or I don't have this or that. I think, again, it's a humbling thing to just understand that all of us come with a level of baggage. We all have sinned. All right. So let's start there, right? So then Matthew 11:28-29 stood out to me as well. It says, come to me, all who labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am something, sorry y'all. I am something and lowly in heart, and you will find rest for your souls. Gentle, that's what that word was. I am gentle and lowly in heart, and you will find rest for your souls. So here's the thing. For some reason, right, we feel like the things that God asks us to do is just too heavy, right? We feel like it's too burdensome, bothersome. We don't like this idea of the things that God asks us to do. But he tells us in his word that the things that he's asking of us is light. It's easy, and he'll help us, right? But for whatever reason, we'll still want to carry our baggage, and we'll still want to hold on to the things that we want to do and do it our way and all these different type of things, and then struggle along the way as well. We're like, oh, this is beating me down. This is we'll acknowledge it or whatever, but then at the same time, we don't want to lay it down. We don't want to give it to the Lord and take up the things that he's asking us to do. I don't know why we're like that. And I say we because I'm sure I'm included in this, right? I am included. I definitely have been included in my life, and I'm probably still included to a certain extent. In this conversation, again, we have all sinned and fallen short, all right? So with that in mind, we all do this to some extent. And on one hand, it's like, I don't understand why. Because again, with his word, it tells us that his yoke is easy and, the burden is going to be light, and the things that he's asking us to do, he will help us and all these different things. But on the flip side, we rather just hold on to our sin. We'll hold on to our burdens. We'll hold on to the things that we know is weighing us down and beating us up and making us rot to the bones, I guess you would say. So, I guess we should think about that today. Like, let's think about, am I doing this in my life? And why am I doing this in my life? And is the things that God asking me to do that hard, right? Is it that much of when you compare the two? Even if you have to make a list or something, y'all, maybe we got to just really compare this and really be like, which one is easier, Again, I'm sharing that I'm a living testimony that the more I let the Lord handle my burdens and handle my fears and all these different things and just call it out and address it and all this type of stuff, the more I do that, the more at peace I feel. And I can remember again back in the day feeling the complete opposite while I was trying to handle all my own stuff and carry all these loads and all this type of stuff. So I don't know. We're human. I keep saying we're never going to be perfect. Shout out to Mr. Brent, because every time I say that now, I can't do nothing but think about what he told me in regards to, yes, we are perfect in Christ, and I get that. But at the same time, I understand that we're also human. And so, and we're not Jesus, right? He was the only human that truly, truly walked in his purpose and did everything without sin. So knowing that is but that's why we need Christ, right? That's why we need to believe. That's why we need to do things God's way. And so Just something to think about, y'all. Just something to think about. So there we go to Psalm 55 and 22. It says, cast your burden on the Lord and he will sustain you. He will never permit the righteous to be moved. I mean, listen, that sounds like a promise, right? That sounds like something that's like guaranteed. He said, this is what it will be. You know, if you give me your burdens, then I will sustain you. And everything like that. I mean, I don't think we trust the Lord to do it, you know, because again, it goes back to all the different things. We struggle to believe that God exists, right? And then we struggle to trust him with all aspects of our life. And then it just goes on and on and on. So yeah, I mean, anyway, Matthew 23 and 4, it says, they tie up heavy burdens hard to bear and lay them on people's shoulders, but they themselves are not willing to move them with their finger. Ooh, this might be the Pope today, y'all, okay? Not only, I guess, what I'm receiving is that, yes, we do these type of things to other people, but we might do this to ourselves as well. So instead of giving these things to the Lord, right, we'll put these things on our own shoulders and then and we're not willing to pick them up, right, or move them. And on the flip side, we'll do that to other people as well, like... Lord, I came across this post on social media at some point this morning, and it, basically was talking about tattoos and all this different type of stuff. And I'm like, man, listen, people want to call out this sin or that sin, right? And I get it that, okay, people want to be like defensive of whatever it is that they might have done or whatever it is and whatnot. But at the end of the day, we need to understand that we're all under grace. Now, that doesn't permit us to do and just continue in sin and whatnot, right? And to do things that we know is not right or not pleasing in God's sight and all these different things. But there is grace and mercy when it comes to, there's a lot of things that, we are not under those same laws and covenant. And so therefore, if you want to pretend like we are, then you're going to be held to that standard because you're forfeiting what Christ did. Like, I mean... so it's something to think about and everything like that. Don't be trying to put burdens on other people's shoulders that you're not even willing to lift at the end of the day. Like, if it was your burden, you wouldn't even be able to carry it at the end of the day. Like, but anyway, more so than anything, I guess today I'm just reminding all of us to cast our burdens on the Lord. Like, at the end of the day, he's there with open arms. He's telling us, what it would look like for us to just give him our burdens, give him our baggage, our spiritual baggage. And I mean, ultimately, that's the juice, y'all. That is the juice. Now, I just noticed that I forgot to put this in the show notes. And so if you guys can and will, I might update the show notes on myself. But if not, add this to the Go Deeper section. It's Galatians 6, 1 through 3. Add that to your Go Deeper section because all I put in there is this article that's called Give Jesus Your Baggage by Shelia Walsh. Shelia Walsh. So y'all can check that out for your Go Deeper section today. I'll try to remember to put that in there, but I forgot to put it in there and whatnot when I was typing it out. But anyway, I hope that you guys are encouraged and inspired when it comes to this conversation about spiritual baggage. Because at the end of the day, we don't have to carry those burdens. We don't have to, allow those things to, again, beat us up and weigh us down and stuff like that. We can give those things to the Lord. And I mean, like I said, that's the juice. That is the juice. Now, the Bible verse of today is Matthew 19 and 26. It says, but Jesus beheld them and said unto them, with men, this is impossible, but with God, all things are possible, friends. I hope you all enjoyed this juice this morning. Thank you so much for listening to God, Sex, and Love, your daily dose of inspiration and juice. I pray you guys can go forth and have a wonderful day. And I look forward to talking to you all tomorrow in February, if the Lord's will. Bye-bye. Did you know that you can support us for just 99 cents a month? That's right, friends. You can support everything that we do here at GSL for just 99 cents a month. Take a look around wherever this post is. You might see a link or maybe even a button that says support. Go there, check out the options, consider supporting us because,
We enjoy bringing you all the daily inspiration as well as the weekly talk show, but we have much, much more to come. Thank you so much for the consideration. Bye-bye.